Hey, hey. Oh man, how you gonna put me on solo? I was over here getting my groove on. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Cliff, where you at? Oh well, what's happening, everybody? It's Friday. We chilling in Blended Lines Live. At least I am. I don't know what happened to Clifford. Clifford? Cliffy? It's very weird. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Friday Live. Clifford's gonna join us again soon. I would imagine it's Friday. We was just jumping in to say hello, to wish everybody a happy Friday. Let me see what he's now I'm out. Oh, and he left me again. He don't like the beats, I guess. I don't know. We're having technical difficulties. That's what happens when you do live things. When you're doing live things. Are you guys seeing me though? Somebody hit the comment.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Damn it.
Good up.
I got the mass transit link for you, but there was nothing in it when I tried to click on it.
Hello, Facebook user. Oh, and I'm out again. Let me get my phone real quick. Oh, good. Okay, he's gonna reboot. Have some technical difficulties, but how's everybody doing? I just realized I need to probably change my background, but whatever. It's Friday. Cliff is rebooting. He'll be back on in a second, but to a Facebook user out there, I can't see who's leaving the comment. But welcome to Blended Lines Live, another podcast edition. We're gonna get started in just a second. Like I said, we're having a couple of little technical difficulty here, but Cliff will be on soon. How's everybody doing today? Just going to check some things out real quick. Let me see if he's good. Anyway, this give time for people to get into the room before we get into it anyway. So just come on in the room, get situated, and we're going to start in just a few minutes.
It's Friday.
Uh-oh. Get that off. So, yeah. Coming here, coming.
Top, down.
Yo.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, I'm good in the hood,
hey,
y'all.
Let's get them.
What's good?
What's happening?
Technical difficulties trying to stop me this morning, but it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
I didn't let
it happen. It won't happen. It won't happen.
Got DJ Vance in this thing. What's up?
Hey, chilling, man. It's Friday, man. Like right? what day it is, right?
I got an idea. I'm not sure if the Blended Lions fam know what day it is. You want to show them? I think we probably need to show them what day it is, man, so they can get crunk. Oh, he be killing it. Ooh, he killing it. Oh, he give me so much energy, yo. Is that the funky chicken, yo? Look at him. Oh, that is hilarious, man. Look at him. He killing it.
Is that the Aunt Viv? It's the walk. It's the walk.
It was the Aunt Viv. Yeah, it was. I love it, man. I love it. Hey, so I hit you this morning, man. So look, Blended Lines fam and everybody else out there, the way we do this, the beautiful thing about morning, Gretch, what's good, sis?
What up?
The good thing, what I love about Blended Lines is that it's very organic. So me and Gretch came up with a term that is very organic, meaning that it just kind of grows on its own. It has its own agenda. And the beauty in that is like, that's the foundation of this group. So it's like, you can just be yourself and things just kind of happen as they need to, right? And so that's what happened this morning when I woke up. I was like, man, I want to do a podcast this morning. Vance, what's up? And you was already like looking at your old podcast and critiquing yourself. So, this podcast is organic. You go see stuff like this, like my little guy behind me, strep throat this week. So I'm on daddy duty all week, taking care of him. But this morning, y'all, I really want to talk about mental health. That's what was on my spirit this morning, was mental health. And how important it is. And so, Vance, you ever had any mental health issues, man? You ever been depressed or anything like that?
Yeah, all of the above, probably at some point. Besides, every day, whatever ADD or /OCD that, gets me through my days. And, again, depression. I've had those times, between jobs at one point, in a bad job situation. Corona anxiety recently, sometime, last year when it was still, probably almost like year to the date, almost around the time where, the first time we had to go out and get groceries.
Yeah.
After the lockdown.
Right.
And like that first or second time I was out in the store and I'm literally almost hallucinating where I see a blue flame around everybody in the store and having the heavy breathing and the walls closing in, calling my wife, you know what? I'm finna stand in this line and get out of here. I'm not gonna get whatever the other two things on the list.
Right.
Because I'm literally having an attack because I see the disease around me. I literally see it around me. So yeah. Yeah, I'd just say yeah,
That's it's man, I didn't even know that, man. So I never knew that so it was like a panic attack? Was it like a panic attack almost?
Yeah, okay. Shit, not almost. It was straight up again, I noticed my body change, my breathing. I was hearing myself breathe. I was again, it's in the movies, when you look at the people around you and they look like they got something.
Right. Yeah. Did your heart rate increase?
Probably.
Yeah.
you know, again, I was like, again, my senses, all my senses seemed heightened, but I was definitely like having this feeling where it's like, you know, these people are literally enveloped, you know, in the virus, and I need to stay away from everyone.
Have you had a lot of, like, how many panic attacks have you had in your lifetime? Can you recall?
I mean, if I would say, if I would count, I probably would say 3 or 4, like literal times where I've like just been, you know, in a room or somewhere and like just looking around and you know, again, having a shortness of breath and just like feeling like the walls are
like paranoia, like a little paranoia.
And then also I have experienced what they call cluster headaches, which
what's that? I never heard of that. What is that?
It's basically the worst migraine that you can have in your life.
Wow.
But you don't know it's coming, and sometimes it can be years in between them happening.
Wow. So it's worse than a migraine?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, I can't take a migraine, bro. So I can't imagine.
So what happens is, I hate even like talking about it. It's like bringing up the devil, because I can go years without having them.
Yeah.
And then that's why they call clusters, because then once they happen in clusters.
Okay.
So like I could go years without having one.
Right.
But then I could spend 2 months having 6 to 8 hours a day of the worst headache you've ever had in your life.
Oh my God.
The whole side of your head, you can't keep your eye open. You walking around in pain. It's sometimes called suicide headaches. Because again, what's happening, and now I say we talk about mental health things, and this is part of it. Because again, and my wife can tell you, she's documented it sometimes, but again, it's like these where you feel like the only thing that will make you feel better is to be dead.
For
and
real?
Like, literally, I would be like trying to go to sleep. The thing you try to do is just like, can I just fucking pass out? Can I just pass out and go to sleep? Because it'll wake you up too.
Wow.
So yeah, and look, now that we're talking about it, it's like, yeah, Cliff, you know, in those moments, you definitely
I mean, dude,
I think Gretchen out there.
I think a lot of people have. I think a lot of people have more mental health issues than they think or than they know, because it's not like we were. It's not like we grew up with our parents saying, "Hey, let me talk to you about mental health." You know?
And this is the thing that I've heard said, and again, like I tell people, like, you know, if you know who Charlemagne the God is and whether you like him or
dude,
not,
I read his book and everything.
Right, he's got a very good book about anxiety and whatnot.
Right.
But I heard some phrase say that we are the first generation that has had the opportunity of and the luxury of therapy,
right,
and mental health help, and
right,
even access to it.
Right.
You know, beyond the stigmas and whatever else that goes into it, but we're like the first generation to really have the opportunity to even have that as an option.
Right. No, I would agree with that. I mean, I know white people have had therapy. I know for a fact that at one point it was like even cool to have a therapist, and you know, amongst white folks.
I'm thinking of what's the show, the Mad Men, when dude was sending his wife to the therapist.
To
tell her to feel better.
Yeah, it was a cool thing in the white community at one point, because you know, I the way I grew up, I had a lot of white friends. I was always in a predominantly white area, and just picking up on conversations and them talking about their parents and stuff. And it was always like therapy. You know, I'm thinking like therapy, like what is therapy?
Right.
Yeah. So, well, and that's a good reason why I feel like people need to do these self-evaluations, man. So basically what you just did was a self-evaluation, just going back, thinking about those headaches and how painful they can be and how you felt during that time. And so I think when you do those self-evaluations, it can help you have a game plan for if that happens again. Like, so the last time I went dark or had a very a depression state for about a week was, I think, last month. And after I leaned into the group and leaned on my admin team, they actually brought up a good idea, was to, like, talk to your wife about having a plan in place. So, like on the second or third day, if you're still in that funk, like, y'all have an action plan in place in like how to bring you up out of that funk. Because you just go deeper and deeper, man, if you don't, catch it sometimes. So, but getting back to mental health as a whole, man, I want to start talking about it more because, like I said, I think people have a lot of mental health issues and don't even realize it. So my first panic attack, I remember vividly, dude, because mind you, I had not had any issues that I knew of up until this point. Me and my wife went to Savannah, Georgia for our anniversary. Did a nice little bed and breakfast, man. It was awesome. But so the second day we were there, we went to, it's called Tibby Beach, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're walking to the beach. We drive out there. It's about 30 minutes. And as we're walking to the beach, bro, I just remember I got out the car, and as I was walking behind Toya, and my heart started racing. That's the first thing I remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just kept increasing. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm about to have a heart attack. Because it was like, it felt like it was like,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, now I'm starting to freak out, and I'm like, Toya, hold on. And I just remember it was a bucket over here at this little shop. This woman was like skiing down the ground. Dude, I done walked over there. I could have got wet. I ain't even care. Like, I just had to sit down because I thought I was about to die. Like, seriously. So I sat on the bucket and I just started, like taking deep breaths. And I think I had told Toya to tell the person to call the paramedics. But, I started feeling better. It lasted maybe like a couple of minutes, bro, but I swear it felt like an eternity. Right. And so that was my first panic attack, man.
Man, I'm trying to think now. I think like I had one back in school. The first one I can like really remember. I had one. That's why you said when I was like counting, like that was the first one I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like between that and the COVID attack, there's like been a couple in between. That's why I said like 3 or 4.
Right.
But this was like at a time after my grandfather had passed. This one we were staying over in Quail Valley. That's a little inside baseball for you guys that don't know how far back me and Cliff go. But that's when we were staying over in Quail Valley. And so basically to give y'all some context, by this time we were seniors or supposed to be seniors. That was part of the panic attack. We were later in our years in college, so we'd been off campus by this point. So this is some years into college, but basically, and that's what it was. My grandfather passed, and my job in Tuscaloosa was going cool, but school was not. I had lost interest in school, and again, this was a time where people had started graduating and going off to do other things, and so I was probably in that mode of like feeling like, man, I should have graduated.
Yeah.
But I hadn't yet. I'm sad because my grandfather's passed. What am I gonna do? My lease was probably about to be up again. It was probably that time too where like the end of the lease was coming up, and like you got these 3 months to decide whether I'm gonna stay in school, not stay in school, or whatever.
Right.
But I just remember being in that room one day and like just again shortness of breath and like looking around the walls and like, all the little, whatever was going on, like everything was just like closing in on me in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like, again, like I said, I don't remember how long it lasted or what happened after that now, again,
Right.
in the context, but I remember that moment.
Yeah. Oh, you'll never forget it.
Yeah. And again, it wasn't like a thing of like maybe not feeling like I was having the feeling of I'm gonna die or having a heart attack, maybe, but maybe feel like I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like either you feel like you want to or you're going to. And you know, it's different for everybody.
Yeah. Like even if the thing of, like I say, people have, like I say, the fear of shame or embarrassment or ridicule or whatever, you can be literally scared to death of that
Yeah.
shit. You know?
Right.
And again, that's where a lot of people's, insecurities and fears and behaviors stem from too,
Yeah.
honestly.
Right.
But again, man, I'm happy we doing our Friday self-care, but we can't keep it too Friday. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep it too low. So back to a little bit of my news.
Whoa, my boy doing it, ain't it? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, he's killing it. Look at him.
Hey.
This dude is so awesome. All right, so going into the next month, y'all, Vance and I are going to be talking about various topics. I do still want to get this N-word discussion going. I'm still working on that, y'all. And just to kind of go off topic for a minute. So Gretchen said that this morning on CBS, Vance, they had a whole segment about the N-word and why. And Gretchen, help me out if you're still on. According to Gretchen, they talked about its origin and how it. I think she said that how white people shouldn't use it. Period, and even in their music.
Yeah.
And so, we're gonna have a full-blown discussion panel on this. But since it's me and you, I want to get your take on it, man. It's like, what is your take on white people using the N-word and black people using the N-word? You got to give them just a little taste, man. I'm going to the whole. You can't go. We got to save it for the real panel.
Man, I am, I'm a trained journalist and whatever all this, and so I try to play this role of objectivity and trying to, look at both sides of things. So, so my opinion on, I won't say it varies from time or day, but it's a whole swath of gray.
Yeah.
In between, with what type of nigga is a good nigga. And when I say the word, that can connotate any 50 meanings of just now how I said it.
Right. Oh, I always say it because I like for people to feel the sting. You know what I'm saying? When you say it.
So again, like I said, it's conversation. I need to watch the segment that we aired today. And again, because I've done TV for as long as I have, I used to do Master Control, which is, a job where you pretty much watch. I like to simplify it that much, but you pretty much watch the station all day and whatever's on. So, so at the end of the day, you've watched, or the end of a year, you watched the whole season of Oprah or Wendy Williams, Wendy Williams, Judge Hatchett, Judge Judy, Andy Griffith Show. Again, all the programming that goes across your two stations over the course of a year. But anyway, I say that to say this: when Oprah had a segment on, and this was right when Crash came out. You can probably find it.
I remember Crash. That was a great movie, man.
Huh?
That was a great movie. I remember Crash. Yeah.
Right. And this is a pre-viral video and being able to find it, but you can probably go online and find this interview now. She had all the people on there, Terrence Howard, Ludacris, whatnot. And the conversation got into the N-word. And Oprah is like, no, we should never say it.
Yeah. She's totally against it.
Ludacris, you're a rapper. You for this, and Luda was like, later. Came out later. When he said he felt attacked because he didn't know that the conversation was going there. We wasn't here to talk about Ludacris the rapper. We was talking about me in this movie.
Right.
You know, and then you kind of attack me because I say nigga in my raps or whatever.
Right,
and
right.
Terrence Howard, the same thing, where he was like, you know, Oprah, I understand, but you know what? Sometimes I've never heard more endearment when somebody said, man, that's my nigga right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So you can't take that away from, you know, you can't take that away from the other connotations of the word. But, you know, again, that's a long way to say is like, I'm in between the two parts, but basically, no, white people, you really can't say it.
Go watch TV.
Asterisk, if you want to say it, know where you at when you say it,
Right.
and be ready for the consequences.
Right. Yeah. So what a lot of people are asking now is like, why do white people want to say it? I think that's where we are now. Is like, I mean, for me, in my opinion of it, I just feel like we black people took a word that was full of hate and division and death, torture, hanging, stuff like that, and turned it into a term of endearment amongst us. Now, I mean, to me, that makes perfect sense. But a lot of people don't get that.
And some of them don't want to get it. But the other thing is it is, again, the whole different ways that the word has been absorbed and manufactured through the culture. Another example I like to always throw out is during the Trayvon Martin case, when his friend that was on the phone with him, I forget her name, Rachel Gentile or something.
Yeah. Gentile, that's right. Yeah.
When she was on the stand and she was talking about the conversation she was having with Trayvon, while this nigga was behind me, because that's what she said he said.
Yeah,
man, this nigga's still behind me, and the attorney for the state on the other side. Oh wait, what? Are you a racist? And the girl, again, poor thing, because again, she can't articulate what she's trying to say. But it's like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with race. The nigga can be anybody.
Yeah.
You just said the nigga's still behind me.
Right.
What were you talking about? I'm trying to tell you the story. You stopping on.
Yeah, you're taking it a whole nother direction.
So, you know, and again, like if you remember, I think there was a whole thing around that too, because basically it stopped the proceedings in a sense, because she basically trying to tell us what he was saying, which is like, oh shit, this nigga's still behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like saying, for real, that nigga's still behind you? Yes. And the nigga in this case was George Zimmerman. For anybody who's not following.
Okay.
And I do get amped up about this sometimes, because again, where it's like the thing of people wanting to willfully misinterpret when they hear it or when they say it. Because again, that's where I'm like, you know, I don't know, like we sing the song and you having it slip out while we singing the song, and I know who you again. That's why you need to know who you at, who you with, and who you around. When you if you want to say it, I'm not. I that's my other part, is the answer of I don't have the answer to whether white people can say it or not. That ain't for me to answer.
Right.
That's just to say, know where you at, know who you talking to, know who you are if you want to say it, and be prepared to deal with the consequences of coming out your mouth.
Right.
And that's even around me giving the right day and right time.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing of it, man, is that I mean, you said it perfectly when you said it's so much gray, it's so many layers to it. One layer is that black person themselves, you know. Another layer is what kind of mood they're in that particular day. Another layer is how the white person says it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many layers. My thing is, if I'm white, I'm thinking like, with so many layers to this, do I really want to put myself in a situation to where this can go left or ugly for me real fast? And then it's going to what Gretchen says. Then on another end, I mean, I feel like some white people genuinely like want to understand and want to know why we can say it and they can't. But I also feel there's another agenda out there that's more of a control factor, where they're like, well, hey, I want to say the word. And if I can't say the word, y'all don't need to say the word either. That's what I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're going into a control factor. And I'm not going to say I don't like, but controlling people kind of irk me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, because you don't get it your way, then there's no way at all. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But take it from two black guys here that's telling you, enter that realm at your own risk. Will Cliff slap 5 from you if you say, "What up, my nigga?" Well, it goes back to what Vance said. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in, you know. But don't ever come up to me saying nigger, or you gonna get checked real fast. And to be honest, man, if your swag level is on 0 and you say like "What up, my nigga," it's like a cringe. It makes my flesh crawl. I'm not.
That's why it's like said, know who you're with, who you are, and who you're
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You know, like, because again, I can't sit here and tell you that I've never been around. I'll just say a non-black person who said the word, and I was quote unquote uncomfortable, or you know, where it's like, nah, I got to say something to this nigga. And again, and that's how you say it.
Right,
and,
right.
And again, that's the layer on top of it's like, nah, this nigga can't say nigga.
Right, right. No, you're right, dude. You know, I mean, to end it all up, to sum it all up, y'all, and because we go have a whole panel discussion on this, but I did want to get Vance's insight on it. The whole truth of the matter is that if you are not black, just be very cautious in who you say it to, especially in this climate. I really think we're in a climate where, man, people of color are just tired and they're fed up and they're tired of what God say, turn your cheek. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I forgot what the scripture is, but
yeah,
we're kind of tired of turning the cheek, you know, and you go be put in your place most likely from the get-go. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get hurt or anything. It's just, you know, people are putting people of color are setting boundaries now. And I love it because when you set a boundary, there is no room for gray area. Vance just said it's a lot of gray in that area, and it is. But when you set a boundary in the beginning, that alleviates any gray area because everybody's on the same page, right?
Right. And you got to, again, know who you're with and what that gray area is and where it ends.
Absolutely. And that's just common sense. And I get common sense is not always common.
True that.
But
all right,
yeah.
Cliff, you know I got one more.
Yeah, come on, come with it. We on good time. We're making good time on this. We got 12 minutes. What you got? Oh, here we go.
We finally made it. Took too long.
Hey. Hey. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Hey, hey, man, this dude get me so crunk, man. My God. I love it. And we love you, Sister Gretchen, my best friend in the whole wide world.
This is the awesome thing about Blended Lines, too. Me and Gretchen, the first time, literally, Cliff threw us in the chat. We were friends. We literally.
It was, man. That's the beauty of blend. Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. Blended Lines, I think is. I'm serious about this. Even if you're a believer or not, you don't have to be in my book.
Right.
Blended Lines is what God intended for us to do and act, which is love each other, stop worrying about who people having sex with, stop worrying about just what people got going on in their own personal life. Don't you got your own issues you got to worry about? Focus on them and just love on other people, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, everybody struggles. You know, I have a very big issue with how people treat gay people, you know, like how families shut you out and the church shuts you out. I have a real problem with that, man. It bothers me like no other. The
And
two
look,
things that's supposed to be there for you, shutting you out because of your sexual orientation, that is not right. We have to stop doing it. Period.
and
That
look,
sets
like I
me on
said, I
fire.
grew up. I won't. I don't. I like to say I grew up at church, not in the church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I played the drums. You know what I'm saying? I got my little drum set back here.
I remember that. I
Um,
remember them
but
drums.
you know, so I say I grew up at church, but not in church.
Right.
So you know, again, I've seen a lot of these, you know, hypocrites. Now, again, not even just on homosexuality, but any type of sin or whatever that goes on inside the church. Then for you to pass judgment on whoever is coming in here to sing in your choir or play your music, or
Right.
you know, again, just to come and get the word, and you know, you want to shun them or talk about them behind their back, or you know, again, you know, sometimes if the drummer comes in a little drunk from last night or whatever, as long as I'm hitting this 1 and 2 on Amazing Grace, in the name of Jesus, don't worry about what's going on before I walked in this door.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's how I feel, bro. Like, I'm not gonna judge you. If you do your job, man, you do your job, you know. And well, you know, and going back to what Gretchen said, since we're on mental health today, is traumatizing when you do that to our LGBTQ plus community, man. You know, when you shut them out like that, they're all alone. Everybody that loves them is no longer available, all because of their sexual orientation is traumatizing.
And now here's the thing too. I was talking about us having the luxury of therapy and whatnot. Again, you know, when we were in school, we didn't again, this wasn't something we really talked about. LGBTQ wasn't a thing then.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, and like it's really easy to understand. Like I said, I had at the time, you know, a couple of roommates that people would question me about sometimes, and like it's like, why y'all worried about whatever's going on over here if they ain't trying to
Right.
mess with you?
Well, you know, I got pulled into that too, because you know, I know who you talking
Right.
about, and I got bashed for hanging with that individual.
I'm like, if they ain't trying to mess with you, they ain't trying to mess with me, then what's the problem? You know?
Right. Bro, I remember vividly, man. There was a particular person in college. You know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say no name. That I used to hang with, and people literally started talking about me because I was hanging with this guy. Now, everybody, I mean, this guy. I mean, I think he was gay. He just never came out. You know, he. I mean, there were some things he did that would make you seem he was gay. I didn't give a rip, yo. Like, I went everywhere with him, but then people started coming up to me and was like, "Yo, Cliff," people starting to talk, man. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, what people talking about? If they want to say that, let them say it. I mean, look, you gonna talk about me whether I'm gay or
You
not.
know what? Like now I'm sitting here, dude. We have a whole session here because now I remember like there was this was like pre-social media and stuff. And I remember now there was like this whole email thing that went around. And before before social media, people had to like, if you were making like a flyer against somebody, you had to like go to Kinko's.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that.
like,
I remember them Kinko's days.
had to go post it around campus.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I remember that posted in every dorm on the bulletin board and all that. That is so crazy.
Oh man, wow. And
The
again,
alcoholics used to do it. You remember the alcoholics? They always had
licks.
some kind of poster.
Yes, man,
Posted
that's
up
crazy.
somewhere.
Yeah, those were things though. Again, we, you know, at the time we didn't necessarily, you know, again, I definitely was no militant in any way, shape, or form about any type of, you know,
Right.
whether it's like Black Power or LGBTQ rights or whatever. I was just in school trying to kick it and, you know, get out of there for the most part.
Right.
But that's funny, man. I you know, and you like think back on that again. What people were going to again, like people that we've known since then, like people that I've known since then have since come out.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them where it's like, yeah, I ain't really surprised.
Yeah, right.
And then there's others like, but you was wild in them streets.
I mean, my motto for it, bro, is if you happy, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody walking around on this planet feeling scared or unhappy because they're different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the right to make you feel scared or bad because of who you are. Nobody has that right on this planet. You know what I'm saying? And God said he loves you for who you are. I don't think he makes mistakes. So, that's why I stay on people about being people pleasers. Like, if you're a people pleaser, which I used to be one, guys, I'm telling you, if y'all don't start setting boundaries, people are going to destroy you. All right. You have got to take your worth and your happiness out of that other person's hands and put it back in your hand. Otherwise, they're going to destroy you. You have to know that. Yeah, I've been through it. I'm telling you, it will happen. All right, Vince, we go start wrapping it up. What you got?
Yeah, I was like, man,
we need an end podcast segment for just you, like we got to come up with a name and stuff where you can just take us on out of here, man.
Oh man, I don't know. We have to figure that part out.
Yeah, we'll think of something, man.
I say, guys, you got 2 ADD guys here, so we just was like, hey, let's jump on. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, we feeling ourselves a little bit. Again, full disclosure, we feeling ourselves a little bit. We went yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? Yeah. And we got some numbers, positive feedback. Don't ever tell a brother he doing good.
Look, man, I'm telling you, like, confident that the most dangerous person on the planet is somebody who knows their worth and knows their purpose. And I think it's safe to say that both Vance and myself is that individual. We always appreciate the feedback. Here we go. Gretchen summed it up right here. Boom. And that's on you because you the music guy.
It's Friday, it's Sunday.
Hey, there we go.
It's Friday, it's Sunday. It's Friday day.
I love that dude, man.
It's Friday day.
So look, so the next action item is Vince is gonna come up with outro music or closing music. Like the Grammys, we'll just start closing the music, bring the music on and close them up. And I'm working too. I'm multitasking, y'all. So that's why I gotta drop that. I'll start it off and I'll let Vance end it. But it's Friday. Life is good. It's also STEMI season, so I want y'all to do some self-care and stimulate the economy. But remember savings too, y'all. It's so important to have a savings, y'all. So try to throw some in the savings, pay some bills off, do something smart with your money, but definitely take care of yourself too. All right.
Definitely.
I know Coach Cliff loves you guys. I love every one of you guys. Vance, I'm giving it to you.
Hey, real quick too, I will say this on what you just said too. Now this may be sort of out of context about the STEMI and whatever it is. Don't pay off your debts. Okay. Don't put it up to the credit card companies. And I heard this from a financial advisor on CBSN. She said, do whatever else you got to do first, but don't give it to Capital One. And don't do that first. Like where they say, oh, pay down your debt first with your STEMI. No, don't do that. Go out in the streets. Go put it in the streets. Say feed yourself, or if it's your rent or something like that, then yes, but not to a credit card. They don't need your money right now.
That is so smart, man. I mean, my financial advisor told me the same thing, and what he told me to do, bro. And this guy is good. He said, put as much in your savings as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and he said at least 6 months worth. Your savings needs to be a 6-month cushion in your savings. So that means if you were to lose your job today, you need to have X amount in your savings. And that includes mortgage, groceries, gas, everything to cover you for 6 months. So that's what I'm focusing on doing now, is just getting that number up in my savings to where if something happen, knock on wood, I'm covered by the blood.
Yeah.
That I'll have a cushion to fall back on. So
That's what's up.
and
man.
that's Coach Cliff's nugget for you today. You got any last words, Vance, for the family before we get out of here?
I think I'm tapped out now already. I think I'm tapped out.
All right. Well, look, family, y'all have a great weekend.
Definitely.
I love you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. Take care of yourself. I'm serious, y'all. Go get a mani, a pedi. Go buy you a wig. Whatever your thing is, man. I say that because my wife is a hairstylist and she makes wigs, and I know wigs is like a big thing. So, look, just love on yourself. Give yourself some grace.
Always.
That is a law from Coach Cliff, man. Because if you don't take care of you can't pour from an empty cup. That's Bruce Lee, y'all. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Drop them gems.
Yeah. That one free. I'm gonna charge you for the next one. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Have a safe weekend. Love you guys. Me and V Lang is out of this thing. All right, y'all have a great one.
Good night, y'all. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Whatever. If you're watching the replay, you know what time it is. Whatever. Good day. I say good day, sir.
Good day, y'all.
All right.
We out.